Hello, I'm Leah. I'm on my back porch again. It's Monday, 14th of September at 7:23 p.m. and tonight is really lovely, so there are lots of people out. Some guy is playing music over there. Some people are conversing on their front porch down there. Loud, squeaky cars keep driving by. It's very nice. The sun is still out, but the light is kind of pale gold. It's sinking slowly. And I'm in a good mood. I had class today, comic school class, which was fun. People seem to like my new draft of this cartoon I'm doing based very loosely on Franz Kafka's The Metamorphosis, although I think I think people are sort of getting my point. A lot of it is about how, reading it, I've always kind of empathized with Gregor Samsa and wished that I could comfort him because in many ways, although I have never literally turned into a giant insect in real life, I can empathize with this situation. And I think it is meant to be a very sympathetic, tragic situation with a lot of humanity remaining in it, even though he's a giant bug. But I do worry from some of the commentary that maybe what people are taking away from this is that I am a slightly crazy person who thinks that things that are not people, like fictitious giant bugmen, are people, and that's like wacky and I don't know, maybe they're right, but um, well, in real life, there are. I mean, I'm not sure my behavior always backs this up, but at least I'd like to say that I try to extend some kind of care towards all living creatures, at least insofar as I acknowledge they have feelings and try to remain aware of that and respect that. And I also think I try really hard to not I think there are a lot of situations where people will kind of eject others from their concept of humanity. They'll be like, okay, you over in the corner, you're not a real human being anymore, and I don't really need to extend that sort of care to you any longer. Of course, like bigoted people will do this with the groups they're prejudiced against, but even people who don't consider themselves bigots will often do it with, criminals, drug addicts, homeless people, like the elderly, really old people, like packing grandma off to the nursing home or whatever, people with severe disabilities or even maybe not so severe disabilities in some cases. And it's just something that I would really like to avoid, and that makes me really sad. And I suppose I feel a guy turning into a giant bug and having everyone react with, horror, and he's horrified at his own condition and so on is a good metaphor for that. And that's probably, like, to be very boring and explicit about it, what's really speaking to me emotionally in that story. But also, I just think insects are pretty cool. Yeah, but had a nice time. I had a nice day. It's interesting. I've been having a lot of like sensations out of nowhere lately for some reason. Again, maybe it's the weather, or the change of the season. Like yesterday, I was talking about how I suddenly tasted a tomato sandwich in my mouth when no tomato sandwich was present, and in fact, I hadn't eaten one in over a decade. But yeah, things like that happen a lot. Like I'll suddenly be reminded of things I hadn't thought of for years, or get phantom tastes in my mouth, smells in my nose. I got very, sorry if this is like TMI, I got very inexplicably aroused at one point during class, which was awkward Fortunately, it was also very fleeting, but like I did kind of worry for a second that maybe like by some Pavlovian response I would end up developing like this fetish for, I don't know, old crazy cat comics, and I like it passes, I think I'm fine, and then the next thing you know I'm hiring some guy to like dress up in a mouse outfit and throw bricks at me. That would be pretty fucked up. You know, not more so than a lot of things I have seen or heard of on the internet, unfortunately. But fingers crossed, though, I think I'm safe. I don't think that's going to be a thing for me. Thank God. Wow. It is just really beautiful out. Kind of breezy. Clear sky. A bird just flew off in the distance there, but way too far away for me to be able to tell what kind it was. Not another raptor, though. I think I'm doing okay with homework and stuff, and I walked around a lot outside today, and I forgot sunscreen. And even though I have the complexion of like Casper the Friendly Ghost, I don't think I really got sunburned for once, which is pretty fortunate too. Well, it's been almost 7 minutes on this one, so I guess that's enough talking for now. I hope you all are having a lovely evening, as I am. Maybe eat dinner if you haven't already, and if you want to. Stay hydrated and go to bed at a reasonable hour. Thank you. Good night.